If you want to know about strength, you just gotta get to it. We fighting fools are all getting to it on the streets. Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, what is up, guys? It is Nacho here, and today we are back, finally back with the How to Beat videos. Took me a while to think about how I wanted to do this because I actually wanted to change the How to Beat series and kind of like how I went about it with the moves and stuff like that, because I kind of mainly go over frame data. I'm like, frame data kind of changes, so it doesn't really help anybody too much per se. Like, it does, like the certain things that I talk about, but not everything because of frame data. So we're gonna mainly go over habits of the character and certain maybe mix-ups that could potentially help you and be better for you to understand how to beat the character, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully this is a bit better of a video compared to the past ones, and maybe I'll even go forth and doing everybody else's all over again, but not immediately now. Shut up, Rashid. Probably like in like a later version, like maybe in potentially in season 3, because a lot of characters are probably going to change dramatically with maybe new moves and stuff like that, or maybe I'll just mention them or something like that in a separate video. But I'm going to go over the characters all over again, probably like in the definitive edition, essentially, eventually at some time. But for right now, we're just going to go over all the DLC characters and just wait for the next DLC character, and bam, bam, bam. That is what we're going to be doing specifically. So I hope that helps for a good learning thing, I guess, like where we're going with the direction of this. And yeah, either way, how do I feel about Rashid? This dude is probably one of the best characters in the game, honestly. He's like easily top 5, top 3. He literally is not changed. They don't do anything to this guy. If anything, they literally looked at Cammy and Ed, they nerfed them, didn't do anything with this guy. Dude is a straight villain. I don't know what's going on, but easily one of the best mix-up characters in the game. Can fool you if you don't know what you're doing with the character. They could be kind of bad, but it depends on who's piloting him. I feel as if that's the most important thing that makes him like the best, is just who's using him and how they're using him, essentially. Because he technically has a lot of stuff. Technically, in a sense, he has a projectile. He has that. He has kind of a move to make you not try to like jump in on him, essentially. He has good Oki situations, freaking good moves, fast, can cross up, has a double jump technically in a sense, has a wall. He has a lot of stuff, essentially. That's what I'm saying. He has a lot of stuff. So I think he's a very unique and strong character, essentially. But let's go over some things that could potentially help you learn how to beat this guy. So the first move we're going to be talking about is how to beat is essentially Eagle Spike for him. Now, Eagle Spike, what do you do if he does Eagle Spike? You drive impact him. Now, judging on the distance, as you see there, it might not land, so be careful of that, but that is one of the options that you can do. Notice how I said one there? Because there's multiple. Because, technically, in a sense, you could just drive reverse him. Because when he does Eagle Spike, and this goes for any version, it'll always be 36. So if he did, for instance, heavy, so we're going to make him do heavy. Still punish him with the same thing. You know why? Because it's 36. It doesn't matter. Even if he EX this bad boy, it's not going to change. He's still punishable. So always remember that. So if you want to punish him, just drive impact him, bro. Or even drive reverse him. Or if you're like that, you could DP him. You know, I'm just saying. If you're like that, you know, if your reactions are so good, maybe if you want to throw a little projectile here and there too, if you just can see the future, I guess. You have the future hockey, or maybe even level 1. What the freak? You're gonna ignore that one. Level 1, level 2. You know, any of those options essentially do work against him. It just depends on your timing, of course. So always remember that timing is an important thing of prediction. Like as you see there, obviously since this is the EX version, it's a little hard for me to get to level 2 out, but you can do it. So I'm gonna try to get it right. There we go. There we go, buddy. And there, see? Essentially, level 1, level 2, level 3 works. You can DP him. Wow, that goes through you. Okay, that might be a problem for certain characters. Depending on your character, he might just go through you. I forgot about that. But if he does the standard for Luke, for example, just to show you that it works. Oh, sorry. It essentially works. That's all I'm saying. So you have multiple options of dealing with Eagle Spike. So don't worry. Level 1, level 2, level 3. Depending on your character could change. If they jump up or do something weird. But yeah. But that is pretty much the end of Eagle Spike. The next move we're going to be talking about is this move, which is Cyclone, I believe. It's Cyclone. So this is his kind of his bread and butter of I'm going to mess you up. You're going to get mixed. And we're not going to go over really the big old tornado yet, but we're gonna be talking about specifically this. This is the regular ones. Now I want you to note what he's saying. So mainly when I see people go into Cyclone, they kind of like do a button into Cyclone to get you in a good situation. Most of the time, you'll either see probably this or something like this, like a heavy punch. This is a medium kick, by the way. So that's what they kind of do. So for instance, we're gonna go with heavy punch, for example, into heavy Cyclone, right? So in this situation, when this happens to you, what do you do? What can you do? Well, as you can see, there's a gap there, right? When he does it, you can just jump. Just get out of there, man. It's that simple. Or you could even just jump up, bam, 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 huge punish, or whatever you want to do. Technically, in a sense, you could even, since there's a lot of space, you could level 1, man. You know what that means, bro. That's what that means. And that's what that means, bro, essentially. Now, depending on your character, if they do something weird for their, like, level 1, level 2, level 3, could change. Could change, but probably for majority of everybody in the cast, you're probably going to hit them. And I'm saying it could change because, you know, depending on future characters, whoever's watching this in the future. But that's essentially the gist of it. You can pretty much just hit them. And also, did I mention DP? Yes, DP does work. What? Yeah, DP works. Now, I'm pretty sure every form of DP works. Oh, wait, nope, not heavy. There's the indicator, so light and medium. And then EX. It could depend on your character and the speed of them. Oh, I traded it because I was a bit faster that time. So it could depend, but, you know. So essentially, all that works too. And you know the best thing works too? You could just jab them, man. It's a 4-framer. But I found out, so 4 to, I think 4 to 8 will all work. 4 to 8. You can't do a 9 or you'll trade automatically. But if you do an 8, be warned that you could trade depending if you're slow. So you could just jab him. If he does the heavy version, which is oh yeah. So remember that, the words. Oh yeah. So I did a 9. This is a 9. Trade. I'm going to do a 7. Works. So I'm just letting you know. Now we're going to go to the medium version. That's where things get a little different here. Medium, right? Ora, you know? So that's the sound indication. So what can I do now? Oh, I lost the ability to jab on him. Yeah, if I jab, I get punished. I'm gonna try to jump. Lost the ability to jump on him, or jump away. It's gone. Ooh, actually, important thing to note about the heavy version that I forgot to mention before we continue is that for the heavy version, you can't drive impact. It's multiple hits. It's 3 hits. So just let you know. You don't want to parry or anything of that sort for the heavy version, by the way, because it's like I'd rather you just hit him, honestly. So don't block or parry or drive impact. Anyways, back to the medium version. Medium version. Ora, remember that. Ora. That's the medium version. So in the medium version, what can you do? You can't jab him anymore. That's gone. I'm gonna try to jump away. That's gone too. Like, get me out of here, man. No, it doesn't work. Okay, I can parry. Okay, all right, that's still an option, obviously. So if you're good at perfect parrying, you know, you can probably razzle dazzle them, hit him with a hit or something like that. Same with probably the third one too, or the heavy version, I mean. And that seems to be kind of the gist of it, right? Actually, wrong. So technically, in a sense, and this is weird, it's a bit of outlier. You actually can drive impact him. Now, the reason why I say this is useful because if he's next to the corner, you actually can get a combo. Because he still has to block. So if he doesn't block, he'll get hit. But if he does know about that, technically he could punish you. But if he's not ready, you actually can change the title of battle a little bit. So I just wanted to mention that too. But don't do that, obviously, because you actually can level 1 him. Yeah, you can level 1 him, level 2 him. I thought you couldn't before at first, but the projectile's a little too slow still when it comes out. So you actually can perform level 1, level 2, level 3 on him. It's actually far too slow. So those options are still available and still good. So if you feel like doing that, what's stopping you from doing that? Or, like I said, depending on your character, DPing. Or, as well, and this goes for the heavy version, drive reversal, because technically you're DP. So you have multiple options. This is expensive. This is technically expensive, but you do damage. And then this is expensive depending on if he wants you to use it or not, or if you could kill or whatever, you know, depending on life lead. So there's multiple options still from the medium version. So just letting you know. Now coming down to the light version, I'm gonna be so real with you, bro. There's like nothing you can do. Like, You can't jump. You actually can't drive impact because it's like true. You can't do anything. So don't even try it, buddy. Like, don't try anything. I'm trying to DP here. Doesn't work either. Level 1 doesn't work. None of that works. Now the interesting thing that I'm going to show you is actually EX Cyclone. So pay attention to this one right here. EX Cyclone. What can you do? You can drive impact him. What? It's because of his animation. He kind of lingers in apparently. So you actually can drive impact him now. So that's pretty cool. Obviously you can parry him as well. You also can DP him because I believe the EX is kind of like the medium version actually. So you just he loses the access to be able to not get drive impact essentially. Now you can drive impact him, so that's actually a viable option. But you can DP him. You can also level 1 him, level 2 essentially, level 3, all that mumbo jumbo I said before. You can do all of that, but it's just that you can't jab him. That's essentially it. So I'm doing a 4-frame. I'm getting hit. I'm gonna try to jump back. I'm gonna get hit. So essentially, think of this as the medium version, but you can do everything the medium version can do, except you can actually do a bit more and drive impact him. I'm trying to level 2 here, but I kind of suck with the core circle back, so I'm just gonna jump here. Honestly, help me out. There you go. But to prove that you can, so there you go. Essentially, so those are your options whenever he does that to you, to your face. You actually have a variety of things you can do. Now, the next move we're going to be talking about is actually not going to be this because it's not really relevant. But you know what is? His projectiles. And this is like the big cornerstone of the character, if I'm being honest. So, this allows him to go over some crazy stuff. Because, for one, he gets a projectile that's actually very nice. Like, this is light, this is medium, and this is heavy. And as you see, he says different things. Soar is the heavy, and it's closer, so if you jump into him, you're gonna get hit most likely, and he can hold it and let go whenever he wants essentially until it's the full version where it automatically does it. And if he does that, he gets a tornado. So if that happens, jump on him, you're getting cooked. But either way though, this move's really good, and if he gets a full-on projectile, so that's pretty neat. But that's not really what we're talking about. We're talking about it because of the tornado stack. We're gonna be talking about that particularly. So a tornado stack, he'll get this move. And this is called Spinning Mixer, by the way. So if he does Spinning Mixer with the tornado, he'll jump at you and he'll be an advantage. So probably in future seasons as well, this will probably remain the same, I'd imagine, that he'll be an advantage if he hits you. For this season, he's +2. So that's pretty much, he's open to grab you or do whatever he wants. And most of the time, Rashid players will grab you all the time. So expect to see that a lot. Now, when this happens, when he tries to do Spinning Mixer, what you can do is jump, actually, and you'll go over him, which is pretty good. And depending on how nice you are, you could hit him. You could. You might trade sometimes, it just depends on what you do, but you actually can just do that, depending on the distance, especially too. And also, I'm doing light, so I'm not jumping differently because I'm kind of judging, but you can just jump and do that. I'm getting distance, so he can do it to see if he does it, and then bam. Obviously, if he does the heavy version, I could just not worry about that and jump anytime I want, but since he's doing the light, I have to back up a little bit. But you can jump back and then punish him essentially that way, or just neutral jump. But like I said, light could get hit, so you gotta be careful how you do it. But neutral, bam, bam. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to drive impact because multiple hits. You don't want to parry, and I say don't. Well, depending on the situation, you might, but you don't want to because he's going to be plus. So he'll probably grab you, probably shimmy you, or do whatever he wants essentially because he can technically, because he's at advantage. And like I said, in a different season, he'll probably still be at advantage because they make this move bad. It's be kind of useless, so I don't imagine they would. So essentially, he'll be an advantage in this situation. You could try to do what I just did there, which is perfect parrying, but I don't really recommend this. Like, it's probably doable depending on how good you are at the game, but there are better options. Like, I don't know, maybe just throw out a super. Like, what are we talking about here, dude? Someone on level 2 him, level 3 him. Any of that stuff works, essentially, against this thing. So don't just sit there like, ooh. I do it sometimes, too. I get it. It's a little scary, but we can actually do things about it. Heck, you can even, I don't know, throw a projectile. Heck, I don't know, you could even DP him. Heck, I don't know, you could even EX DP him. Heck, I don't know, you can even just, if you really just can't make it in time, drive reversal. You have multiple options to stop this. depending if your character's hitbox. Like for instance, Luke. Oh, I gotta have good timing though with this. Don't try this at home, kids. You could just hit him with like your vest extending normal and not get hit too. Or you'll probably trade, but you know, essentially you'll hit him and stop it. It just depends on how good you are, I guess, the timing. But the options I recommended are the better options. So don't try what I just did there. Don't try that at home unless you're really, really, I don't know, good at timing, I guess. But yeah, but that's essentially what you can do against Spiral. Or Spinning Mixer, I'm sorry. I always get the names confused. But the next one we're going to talk about here actually is the Spike. Now this is a bit different. So you actually cannot punish him, and he is super negative. Well, not super negative, but he's minus 15. So it's like, okay, I can still punish him. No, you can't. He's across the whole planet, bro. You can't touch him. So Drive Rush, as you can see, he didn't block it, but he can block it essentially. That wasn't punishable. Can't drive impacted. Don't do anything like that. But what you can do is literally everything I said before. DP, level 1, level 2, level 3. All of that works. I don't even know how that hit him, but that actually works too, essentially. So all those options I said work. Even neutral jumping, because when it comes to Spike, he's a bit more unsafe actually when he goes through you, it appears. So you have a bit more time. Like Spiral, he recovers faster, but when it comes to Spike, he actually takes a second. So you don't have to jump back with him necessarily if you're not confident in yourself. But if you do, as you see, I messed up and I still hit him. But you can just do this too as well. So there's multiple options to deal with this move. So do not be afraid to deal with this. Like don't be deterred of this situation, okay? You have options. There's a bit faster, like that's me anticipating him. Obviously I'm in training room, maybe it'd be a bit different. Sorry. But that's essentially the best way to deal with that move as well. It's just the options I already mentioned. And again, you could just parry as well. Perfect parry if you're like that. And then you'll chase him down and hit him. But I don't even, was he safe? I actually don't even know if he was safe. Oh no, he actually still might be safe actually. Oh no, it was my speed, but you can do that too as well. I wasn't quite sure in that one, but you know. But essentially, those are the best options to go about it. Obviously, perfect parry is the superior when it comes to everything, almost everything. Because as you can see, it was still a bit hard to punish him there as well. So, DP, projectile, level 1, level 2, all those options work. All right, the next thing we're gonna be talking about here before we get to the important thing, which is level 2, is actually a few mix-ups. So, this mix-up right here, you will see this somewhat, and depending on the person you're fighting, if you see this. Unfortunately, I have to give you the bad news. You can't do anything about this. The reason why they hit him is because he stopped blocking. But if I just set him to, I don't know, block all, because the animation was done essentially, he will block it. So there's nothing you can do about this. You can't level 1, you can't level 2, you can't level 3. None of that works. You're gonna be in a bad situation for this. Not even drive reversal worked. So the best option you can do is kind of wait and see what he does, essentially, because he's at an advantage right there. He's trying to see what you're doing. Maybe he could overhead you because he doesn't have that. If that happens, if that's the case, if you can see that, maybe you can jab him, because this is 22 frames of startup. So you can do something like that if he does do it, but a lot of the times he could just try to grab you. So I say just be patient and wait and see what he does on that one. Now another situation where he has some insane mix-ups here as well is this one. So what do you do in this situation? And I try to jab on that situation. This is a really good setup for Rashid. Honestly, this is low-key helping Rashid players. Sorry about that, but what do you do in this situation if he does you with this mix-up right here? Like, you can DP, but just try to look at your character, not what he's doing, a little bit. That's the best advice I can give you. Like, that's what I'm doing. I'm not looking what he's doing because I'm cooked right now. Like, I'm getting in the combo. I'm stuck. You can do options. You can level 1, level 2, level 3 him in that situation. But if he does hit you, he's going to be an advantage, though, in that situation, if he does. But those are the options you can do in a situation like that. And you probably will see a Rashid player do something like this of the sort. So just be careful of the overhead setups, essentially, that he can do. But if those situations do happen, you can't jab him because you were on the ground. You're far too slow. So I'm gonna try to jab him with a light, 4-framer. Not gonna happen. So just remember that. Another situation that could potentially happen is also this. So what do you do in this situation? Right here. You don't want to DP what I did there. Because as I set the computer, I set him to throw a heavy punch or something like that. So wait to see if he did anything because I have him shimmy in the end. So I try to grab, I get hit. And then he does a combo on me. So you're going to have to be patient and wait to see what he does as well. Because you will see a lot of Rashid players do this as well. And you can slow down the video if you need to see what he does here. But there is a shimmy period where he does back up. I know it can feel like a lot of madness because most of the time when they do a combo like this to you, they do the exact same similar combo and just change it up a little bit, and they'll probably either shimmy back or go forward, try to grab you, do something like that, and you will see a lot of situations like that as well. And the best thing you can do, honestly, is just to wait. Just don't do anything. Wait. Just see what they're about to do. If they grab you, I'm going to be honest, taking the grab from Rashid, that's not a lot of damage. It's probably the best situation you can do instead of getting another combo into another combo into another combo into another combo. Then you'll die. You know what I'm saying? So just be a bit patient. Be a bit patient. You don't always have to throw an option out for everything. Like for the situation I showed you for overhead where he pre-did a move, you want to do something obviously there. But if he's waiting for you, like if there's a moment, a gap where it's like nothing, just take a second, just breathe. Like if you see him move back, just chill out for a second. That's the best option for at least any mix-up character, particularly too as well. Just take a second, breathe. Alright, the last and final thing we're going to be talking about is going to be Rashid's level 2. I think this is the hardest thing to talk about, honestly. Even more, depending on who you ask, could be harder than mix-ups to talk about, but I think this is just rough, bro. So if I'm struggling to hear, I'm sorry, because this is kind of tough. But the one thing you can do against Rashid's tornado, if he does throw it out and he tries to grab you while you're in the corner, let him grab you because you can parry the tornado when you get up. And then it's gone. You have to deal with it? Not at all. I think that's the best situation ever, honestly, to deal with Rashid's tornado. If you're in the corner, just let him grab you. It's okay. Depending on your health, maybe it isn't on your health, depending. But you don't want to take that for the gauge because the gauge damage is too much, bro. This is far too much. Far too much for my liking. Far too much. I know it's one bar, but imagine him do multiple other moves besides that. I'm not a Rashid player, but you get what I'm saying here. You don't want to deal with this forever. You don't want to deal with that. And it's still open, so I can still do more stuff. So, rough. Now, if he does it in the center, there's a myriad of things could happen. But if a Rashid player ever tries you, and I mean tries you, like say for instance they throw it out, right? And they just immediately go into this or something. If you do not level 3 them, we're gonna have a problem, buddy. Like, is this happening? Go in the tornado, bro. Clark Kent, brother. Get in there, save your dad. Beat him up. Because this is cinematic, so the tornado will go away and it's invincible, so he'll get hit. Now, the reason why I don't say level 2 is at least for Luke's case, Luke's is not a cinematic. Some characters might be able to get away with it and like destroy it. Like I think potentially maybe Marissa could, but Luke cannot. So you don't want to do that. Level 1 doesn't work because projectile invincibility. So no, and also he'll be blocked by the tornado. Depending on what the character does, it won't just work in general. But level 3, absolutely, you want to do this. Absolutely. Parry could work, but he's going to be an advantage situation if he does that, or Condor Spike. Essentially, he'll be an advantage the entire time. Advantage is all I'm saying. So you just want to be in the defensive. Like, even me doing this, I still got hit. Granted, it wasn't a lot of damage. The tornado's gone, but the situation's over with. But you have to be either really good at perfect parrying, or you gotta wait for him to press a button, which is like level 3 or something. But be careful because he'll just bait you, you know? And then you'll get messed up. You don't want that to happen too as well. You have to pick your moment. That's the best way I'll say it. Pick your moment on that situation. But the best case scenario is for you to get as far away as possible from the tornado, because the tornado does not last forever. So say for instance I'm right here. I'm going closer to it. Right here. It went away. Granted, I got hit. I probably should have backed up. I mean, went further a little bit more. But it's not full screen. You see what I'm saying? It'll go away eventually, but he can still use the little stuff now, the little winds or whatever. But that's like the only relative advantage he'll get. He'll just get a free, essentially, this to come at you and bully you and harass your drive and just you in general. But you know the gist of what you can do if he does do something like this. You actually can press a button. You actually can do certain things to circumvent these moves that we went over. So that's pretty much it when it comes to level 2. There's not really a lot you can do. Maybe there is, and I just don't know about it. But if there is, let me know down below in the comment section. But that's just the gist of all I know. Now, that is pretty much the end of this video. I thought if I did a decent job at explaining things, but if I didn't, I'm sorry, because he's a very, very complicated character. Very, very complicated character, as you see. And, I don't know, man. It's like, he feels like a criminal of war. A war criminal of sorts. And it's just kind of hard to describe what he does because, again, his movement's good. Buttons are relatively good. Not all of them, obviously. And he's just a very unique character when it comes to the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, why couldn't Lily get some of this? She has the spirit of the wind or whatever, and bro, she ain't got nothing on this guy. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative to you. If I did mess anything up down below, please let me know, because sometimes, you know, people make mistakes, and maybe I potentially made a mistake and probably said something wrong. I don't know. But, if there's more stuff you guys know about Rashid, you can also put it down below for other people to, you know, understand if you know some tech as well. With that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, a great night, a great noon, or whatever time zone you guys live in, and I will see you guys in the next video. See you guys later.